Hey guys, welcome to today's video. This is a first for me. We are going to be doing a one brand first impression / tutorial. I have in front of me a crap ton of makeup from e.l.f. I have a full face in here. I went on the website, went crazy. I was unhinged and I ordered a ton of stuff. I think I paid around $70 for all of these products. So we are going to pile all of this on my face. We're going to try it all out. I'm going to give you the good, the bad, and hopefully there really isn't much ugly. So with that being said, let's dive into it. My face needs a little makeup. Let's go ahead and try out some e.l.f. makeup. So first off, obviously, as you can tell, my brows are already done. Spoiler, I did something really stupid that I actually do now regret. I shaved off the tail of my brows because I watched a video of somebody saying that if you do that, you can draw on your brows and it will add a lift. And I actually hate it, but that's not what we're here to talk about. I did try out the e.l.f. This is the Instant Lift Brow Pencil. I have mine in the shade Deep Brown. Here are the pros, just to touch on this quickly. The color match for my hair is spot on. This is perfection. I do like the formula in that it is a little bit waxy, it is soft, it is easy to use, it does have decent pigmentation, and I do enjoy that it does have a spoolie here on the end. This is a must for me. This is a very good brow pencil for the price. I don't really have any complaints. It went on pretty easy, so I do just want to touch on that. Let's go ahead and start off with a primer. Now, I have heard so much about this. This is the Luminous Putty Primer, and it says Universal Glow. This is infused with hyaluronic acid and vegan collagen. I am not a huge fan of primers typically. There are some that I absolutely love. Other times I'm just like, a good moisturizer will do the trick. So here's what the packaging looks like here, and here's what it looks like inside of the container. Now I know these are supposed to be a dupe for the TATI primers, and I know that you have to be very careful with how much you use, so I'm just going to take a little bit like this. Doesn't really have much of a scent, and I'm just going to go ahead and press this into the skin. It says this is a blurring putty primer that has a velvety texture, glides effortlessly over the skin to smooth out imperfections and add a soft glow. And it is definitely giving my skin a bit of like a candlelit glow. I'm just going to apply this to the areas where my pores are the most prominent, like my nose, right here, on the chin. And that is about it. It does feel very nice. Obviously, there is a lot of dimethicone in the formula. It does feel very hydrating, though. I don't see any oils, which is good. Now, this does come in a couple of different options. There is also like a mattifying one, and I think there might be a couple others as well. This feels nice on the skin. It's giving me some nice hydration. Now, I did pick up the Flawless Finish Foundation. I picked mine up in the shade Vanilla. Now, this is classified as someone who has light skin with golden undertones. That's pretty much me. So it looks like it's going to be a good match. It does have a pump, which is nice. I'm going to try this with a brush and a sponge. This does have around a 4-star review on e.l.f.'s website. I've heard some people say they absolutely love this foundation, and I have heard people say that they actually hate this foundation. I will say though, first impressions, this is a spot on match color-wise for me. Oh, is she fragrance? My God, that smells like clean laundry. It straight up smells like Era. It smells good. I just don't know if I want to put a product on my face every single day that smells like laundry detergent. Unique. All right, I'm just going to use a sponge on this side, blend things out, and see what kind of coverage we can get. God, you guys, I seriously, it's tripping me out, the smell. It smells like a freaking Downy dryer sheet. At least it's not floral, though. I hate floral smelling makeup, like with a deep-rooted passion. I don't know, this is extremely light coverage, and that was an entire pump on one half of my face. I'm gonna go ahead and build this up just a bit more. I know that with a brush I'll get more coverage, but I always like to see how my products perform with both types of tools. I really wish I could get past the smell of this. I don't know why it's actually making me laugh at this point, because it just smells like clean laundry. I can't get over it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if that's annoying. With another full pump, I'm getting a bit more coverage, but obviously I'm going to tell you right now that you don't get much with a sponge at all. Like, you definitely need to build it up if you're looking for medium coverage. Otherwise, it is straight up light coverage. Like, it truly is a light coverage foundation, extremely fragranced. Let's go ahead and move on to the other side of the face where I'm just going to use a flat kabuki brush. I'm going to use my Sigma, what is this? This is the F80, and I'm hoping that this does give me more with a brush. I don't have a problem with building up foundations. I just want to get a decent coverage, way more coverage. So obviously off the jump, I can tell you that if you are looking for coverage, you want to use a brush. So my battery died in the middle of filming that, but it did give me a chance to charge my battery and let this foundation sit on my face for a good 30 minutes. And I will tell you, I can still smell the laundry soap fragrance that is inside of this foundation. Obviously, number one, if you are sensitive to fragrance, girl, you might want to stay far away from this foundation. The finish is okay. It looks a bit drying on my skin. I'm not a huge fan of the finish of it, despite the fact that I did put down that dewy primer or that luminous primer or whatever. I don't love it. I don't even feel like I need to set it because it feels quite, my hair's crazy, quite drying on the skin. So we're just gonna go ahead and move on to concealer. So I actually have the Hydrating Camo Concealer. This is supposed to give a satin finish. And I also have the 16-Hour Camo Concealer. This is the original one. Obviously, as you can see, the colors do look slightly different because I picked this one up a while ago and I meant to do a review on it, and I never did. So here we are. We'll do one eye with the standard and one eye with the more hydrating. Let's just start off with the regular traditional formula. This color is very light. Wow, that is really light. So we're going to be brightening things today. I am going to use a sponge for this. I typically do like a sponge with my concealer. A lot of people love this concealer. I am typically more of a fan of a more hydrating satin finish for a concealer. So I don't know how much I'm going to love this one right here. This is way too light of a shade for me. But I will say, this doesn't look too bad on the under eyes. It is extremely brightening, yes. It doesn't look too bad. Let's go ahead and move on to the other side. I'm going to use the hydrating formula. I should mention that this one is in the shade light beige. This one is in the shade light sand. For some reason, I feel like this should be darker than light beige, but whatever. Oh yeah, this is a way more appropriate color for a concealer for me. One thing about both formulas is that they do seem to blend out quite nicely. I do like the blend. They kind of just melt and sink right into the skin, which is nice. Yeah, you guys, this foundation, not for me. It's drying my skin out as we go, and my skin up close just looks like a dry, just kind of, it's a dry mess. It doesn't look good. All right, so let's talk about these concealers quickly. They actually look very similar to me. Call me crazy, but the regular Camo Concealer almost looks on my under eyes the exact same. The only difference is that this hydrating one is already creasing on me. This one is not, but it looks like it's also clinging to a little bit of dryness that I have right here. I'm gonna set down my concealer. I did pick up the e.l.f. Halo Glow Setting Powder. This had super high ratings online. I'm just gonna dip my sponge in, put a little bit in the cap. Don't wanna over powder. Ooh, that is a nice powder though. Now, this powder says it is supposed to give you an airbrushed finish. It's supposed to make it look like you're literally wearing a filter on your face, which is really what we want a setting powder to do, right? We want to make it look like we just have flawless skin, sets everything down beautifully, blurs everything without things looking dry. That's kind of what I look for. Yeah, this setting powder is actually quite nice. You guys, this foundation is already breaking up on my nose. It looks god-awful. This foundation looks terrible on me. Yuck. Can confidently say that I'll never reach for that again. Ew, not good. Moving on. Blush and bronzers. I picked up the primer infused bronzer as well as a primer infused blush. Let's start with the bronzer. Obviously, we will bronze and contour with this. It says these are supposed to be long lasting. It's infused with a primer powder to ensure a full day of bronzed glow. Here's what the shade looks like up close, if you can see. If my camera would ever freaking focus. I'm just gonna go ahead and grab this BH Cosmetics brush right here. Not a lot of kick up. Just gonna go ahead and kind of stipple this onto the cheeks. That does go on quite nice. It's definitely helping with the horrible foundation situation we have. It's like blurring my skin, and it's going on really nicely. It's a really nice shade too, not too red, not too cool. It's just like a really nice bronzy tone. Thank God for this bronzer because it is saving the day. The foundation is a disaster, and I'm starting not to love the concealer either, but the bronzer is nice. Blends out nice, looks nice on the skin. It is my saving grace. Let's go ahead and move on to the primer infused blush in the shade Always Peachy. Here's what this shade looks like. It's a lot lighter than what I saw online, but it is a pretty color. I'm gonna like this. So I'm gonna take this Luxie brush. This is a 640 Pro Precision tapered brush. I like to use brushes like this for blush because it gives more of a softer finish. Ooh, that's pretty too. That is a gorgeous color. If you are someone who's a little bit more afraid of blush and you don't want something too intense, you will like this color because it's not too pinky. It isn't too peachy. It kind of just bounces off that bronzer and just enhances it and gives you like a really nice, like, little flushed look. That is gorgeous. Stunning. All right, well, at least the bronzer and the blush are good. Let's go ahead and move on to the highlight. I have the Shimmer Highlighting Powder. This is in the shade Pearl Glow. This is supposed to be a lightweight formula. Uh-oh, I think I have a broken highlighter, you guys. It is all over the inside of the packaging here. That sucks. Yes, she is busted. I didn't know until now. Great, and that's a freaking mess. This is not going as well as I thought it would. And you know what? My face is very powdery, so we're gonna take a break and we're gonna go ahead and set the face a little bit. This is their e.l.f. Active Post-Workout Cool Down Mist. One of my subscribers, followers on Instagram told me that they love this as a setting spray, so I'm really excited to try this out. Pretty aggressive mister. Oh my gosh. Again, with the fragrance, my goodness, that also smells like laundry soap. Why is there so much fragrance in this? Interestingly enough, the fragrance is listed as the last ingredient, but wow. I feel like I'm going to be breaking out after this. That is just, wow. We're still going to try this highlighter even though it's busted. We're going to try it out. I'm just going to take this Luxie brush right here. This is just a tapered highlighter brush. This highlighter formula is extremely powdery. Ugh, let's see. And that is legitimately exaggerating every freaking pore texture on my face. Like, that is not a cute look. No, that is not good. The color is pretty, but oh my goodness, it just is sitting on top of my skin. And I don't know if that's the foundation. I would definitely have to try this on top of a different foundation. But up close, you guys, it looks like shit. My skin does not look good right now. Let me actually lower the lights. I don't know if you guys can see how bad this highlighter looks on my skin. If not, I'm sorry, but I promise you right now, in person, it is just like chop, 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 dry, just not good. And I can tell by the formula in the pan, it just looks so powdery. I wish I could show it to you guys, but it's literally so broken. But the formula just is not good. We're gonna close that up because it's making a giant mess. And then let's move on to the next products. Let's play with some eyeshadows. Now these I have heard amazing reviews on. These are the bite-sized eyeshadows. I have Cream and Sugar, and then I also have Pumpkin Pie. So I am really excited to dip into those. Naturally, I just went for, you know, more neutral shades. I did also pick up an All Day Stay eyeshadow primer. I hope that we have more luck because this is just a train wreck so far. This eyeshadow primer is strange. It's like peach in color. Really weird, but let's go ahead and try it out. It's like removing all of the concealer I have on my eyes. What is happening? This is not going as well as I thought it would. This is a mess, you guys. This is a disaster. I'm losing hope fast. Oh my goodness, you guys, this eyeshadow primer is so bad. It's like pilling up on my eyes. The show must go on. Let's go ahead and get some eyeshadow on. Oh my goodness. So I'm going to start off with the Cream and Sugar palette. I'm going to zoom you guys in. Maybe that I have you guys zoomed in. You can see the horribleness that this eyeshadow primer is. But whatever. I'm going to try my best to salvage this. I'm going to take this BH Cosmetics number 8 brush. I'm going to start off with this shade right here. Again, from the Bite Size Cream and Sugar palette. I'm just going to kind of pat that all over the lid. Could have used a larger brush for this, but whatever. This is what was right in front of me. Now I'm going to dip into the Pumpkin Pie Bite Size. I'm going to dip into this shade right here using that same brush. Just going to focus that on the outside of the eye here. Now I don't know if it is this primer, but the shadow doesn't seem to want to blend very well. I do have a little bit of dermatitis on my eye right now. It flares up all the time, but outside of that, I promise you, this primer is just god-awful. I really don't see so far what the hype is with these eyeshadows. I'm gonna be totally honest with you. I've used other more affordable shadows that look way better than this. Let's go back into the Cream and Sugar palette. I'm gonna deepen things up with this darker shade right here on the end. Sticking with that same kind of fluffy detailed brush. This one has a lot more pigment to it for sure. This darker, deeper shade does. Getting a lot more dimension and color from it. It's definitely helping deepen up this look. Let's go ahead and dip into this shade right here from Pumpkin Pie. This is a metallic shade. Ooh, that looks good. I'm just gonna put this in the center of the lid. Going on quite patchy. Again, I think it might have something to do with this primer. Primer is just not good. Dries out your eyelids. It's not really serving much of a purpose. We're gonna dip back into Cream and Sugar, and I'm gonna use this shade right here. I'm gonna put that all over the lid. That's a nice shade. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to try these out without that primer. I know I keep saying that, but I have a feeling these are going to work much better. I mean, the look is pretty. I think the shadows look very nice for $3. One would say, well, it's just $3. But like I said, there's affordable shadow out there that, in my opinion, works much better. Let's go ahead and work on that lower lash line. I'm going to mix these two shades right here together from the Pumpkin Pie Quad. I'm just going to drag that all along the lower lash line. Take this flat shadow brush right here back in the Cream and Sugar Bite Size, dip into this shade right here and use that in the inner corner and on the brow bone to highlight, because God knows I ain't dipping into that horrible highlighter to do any type of highlighting. Ooh, that's really reflective. That's pretty. Just gonna go like that. Perfect. I did also pick up a cream eyeliner in the shade Coffee. There's what that looks like. I love, 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 love brown liners right now. I am all about it. Take this slanted angled brush from Sigma. This is the Line Perfector E68. I always like to put the excess right here in the cap. I'm just gonna do like a general line here right above the lash line. This liner has an extremely light, kind of like fluffy texture. It's very soft. Liner is on. It's not bad. I almost wish that the formula was just a little bit stiffer. It's just a bit too creamy. It almost has like the consistency of like a cream eyeshadow. It's just very, very light and almost like fluffy. It's weird. It's a very interesting texture. As you can see, like how much of a dip my brush made in this already. I just wish it had just a little bit more of like a thicker, more dense, not waxy, maybe waxy is what I'm looking for, just a little bit more of a stiff formula, a stiff texture, so to speak. Okay, so I did also want to mention that I picked up this clear brow and lash mascara, so I do want to set my brows down with this. Ooh, that's super satisfying. Let me see if I can show you guys. Watch this. Super satisfying. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and comb that into the brows. I do like this brush. Feels like it's like gripping my brows nicely. And then for mascara, I picked up the Keep Your Curl Black Mascara. This is supposed to keep your lashes curled all day long. It says when you want eyes that wow, nothing is more show-stopping than thick curled lashes. This mascara wand is designed to hug each lash and lift them for maximum curl. Plus, it's enriched with vitamin E for conditioning benefits every day. So we will see. Let's go ahead and curl these lashes. Look at how crusty my forehead looks. That foundation is just a total abomination. Horrible. Here's what the mascara wand looks like. It does have a silicone wand. Okay, I will say this mascara is extremely curling. Wow. I'm actually shocked. I thought the mascara was gonna suck. I really did. This is actually not a bad formula, and the brush is definitely doing some work. That's just one coat. Do you guys see that? That mascara is badass. Okay then, first impressions on the mascara. Yes, please. This is a damn good mascara. I can feel the brush like gripping into my lashes. And I like that it's not like making my lashes look clumpy. This almost reminds me of Roller Lash. If this wears nicely, which I will let you guys know in the description box how all this stuff wears, because this is really curling. And this is a fantastic result for just one coat of mascara. That is one of the best mascaras, first impressions, that I've ever tried. Like, woo, we look like we have some falsies going on here. So some of the things I'm impressed with, some of them not. Let's go ahead and pop some of this on the lower lashes. All right, let's go ahead and move on to some lip products. I picked up one of the Seriously Satin lipsticks. This is in the shade Nectar. And I did already own this e.l.f. lip lacquer. I don't know if I've talked about this on my channel before. Wasn't totally impressed with it. I was hoping it would be a dupe for the Glossier lip gloss. But we're gonna go ahead and pair these two together. Here's what the lipstick looks like. Really pretty neutral shade. Ooh, she is pigmented. I usually go for a more satin lipstick. I don't love matte lipsticks. That did actually glide on quite nicely. The color is really pretty. I do like the shade. Feels really good on the lips. Really pretty. All right, let's go ahead and top it with some of this clear gloss. Yeah, the lips look really nice. That is a really, really pretty combo. Here is a full face of e.l.f. makeup. Let's go ahead and talk about what I loved and what I didn't love. Number one, I do want to talk about the blush and bronzer. These are fantastic. They look beautiful on the skin. They blended effortlessly, gorgeously. They make your skin look very airbrushed. They're buildable. They're not too intense. They're easy to blend. These are a gem right here. Total gem. I can definitely see myself reaching for these. I am extremely impressed with the blush and bronzer. The concealers, they're okay. The hydrating formula definitely does seem to crease right away, so you do really want to set that one. The other one I do feel like I probably could have gotten away with without setting, but they both haven't really creased much at all since doing the rest of my makeup, so it just depends. I honestly think the finishes of both of these right now under my eyes, to be honest with you, look the exact same. I can't even tell much of a difference at all. But the concealers, I think, yeah, check them out. They're not bad. I think they're like $8 or something like that. They give pretty good coverage. I didn't have to even go in and build it up. A little bit went a long way. They blended nicely. You know, it's good. It's not bad. The foundation, I would say for me, is a definite pass. I do not like the way that this makes my skin look at all. Before I put on the rest of my makeup, it was looking pretty grim. It was pretty much a train wreck. Not a fan at all. It settles into lines, like I said, that I didn't even know I had. It makes my forehead look extremely aged. Everything is just exaggerated with this foundation, and the scent. Oh my goodness, the scent. If you like laundry, it's good for your laundry. For your face, not so much. Not good. Not good at all. I don't really see myself reaching for that. Again, it's supposed to be a satin finish. Absolutely not. And it does take about a pump to 3 pumps, depending on the tool, to actually get a decent coverage out of it. I do recommend a brush with it if you do want to check it out. The Luminous Putty Primer, I don't really know if this did much for me. Putting on the foundation, I was just like, okay, I don't really see much of a blur. In fact, I think my pores look worse. Now, of course, that could be the foundation, but I would hope that the primer would have helped with something like that. I'll have to try it with another foundation. The Halo Glow Setting Powder, I didn't really get to use much of this all over my face. I was very dry already from the foundation, and the last thing I wanted to do was add more powder in. But on the under eyes, it did set things quite nicely. Again, this is another one that I'll have to check out. It does have a very nice, finely milled texture. I do enjoy the packaging. So yeah, another one that I'll have to experiment with just a little bit more. The brow pencil is pretty good. I do like the brow pencil. I would definitely use this again. The shade is spot on. I like that it has a spoolie and it just works. It does pretty good. The brow gel and the clear mascara, my brows don't feel crusty. They look like they're being held in place. This guy is good. I would definitely use that again as well. The eyeshadow primer, absolutely not. It made my eyelids look just extremely dry. Just dry and crusty. This I do not recommend. Let's see, what else do we have here? The two eyeshadows, I think that they were ruined by the primer. I will have to play with them again because I do think that they look quite lovely on the eyes. The color payoff is decent. I was almost a bit disappointed in the beginning, but it did come together to create quite a nice look. So these I will keep playing with, but for now I'm going to give them a stamp of not necessarily approval, but they're okay. They're not my favorite. I don't know if they are something that I am just that overly impressed with quite yet. The lip duo that I have here, now this gloss by itself doesn't really impress me a whole lot, but on top of the lipstick, it looks really nice. Like, this lipstick shade is gorgeous. I would rock this shade again. Just to remind you, this is one of their Seriously Satin lipsticks in the shade Nectar, and then I just topped it with a clear gloss. This is one of their lip lacquers. So that combo was really nice. It's comfortable on the lips. Nothing is feathering. My lips look nice and rejuvenated. It's looking pretty good. So I do like the lipstick. The mascara, I have to say that besides the blush and bronzer, the mascara is the star of the show. This is extremely impressive. I am shocked by this. I was not expecting it, but this gave my lashes a lift and a curl, and I only had to put on like one coat. Like, it looks fantastic. I would definitely reach for this mascara again. I highly recommend trying this out. This is awesome. Again, I will wear all of this makeup for the rest of the day. I will keep you guys posted in a pinned comment or somewhere in the description box to let you know what I thought of everything once it was said and done and once I had it on for a while. And before I forget, let's talk about the eyeliner and the active cool down mist. This I think would be nice if it wasn't, again, so fragranced. It smells almost just like the foundation. It's overwhelming to me, and for that, it kind of turns me off. The e.l.f. eyeliner, it was okay. The texture in the formula is a little bit strange. It's very loose, fluffy almost. It's not very, why can't I find the right word for this? It's too soft. It's way too soft. I feel like it could get dangerous real quick. It might smudge just a little bit too easy. Leave me a comment down below and let me know if you have favorites from e.l.f. Have you tried some of the stuff that I have talked about here today? Did you have some of the same opinions? I love to hear from you guys. Give this video a huge thumbs up if you liked it, share, and of course, please be sure to subscribe to my channel before you go. I love you guys so much, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Mwah. Bye, guys.